Good morning, everyone. This is M. Sarita, MSc Microbiology, Department of Microbiology. I am working from TTW RDCW Suryapet at the rate of Kodada. Today I am going to discuss about the syphilis. Syphilis is a one type of spirochete, nothing but it is a one type of organism. So today going to discuss about the microbiology. Microbiology is nothing but the study of microorganisms. Microorganisms are bacteria, fungi, virus, protozoa, yeast, mold, like that. So syphilis is a one type of spirochete. So here this disease is caused by Treponema palladium. It is a one type of spirochete. So here why I am selecting syphilis? Syphilis is a 6th semester topic, medical microbiology. That's why I am choosing this topic. First of all, what is syphilis? Syphilis is systemic sexually transmitted disease, nothing but it is a STD disease. It is caused by Treponema palladium bacterium. The three main reasons, the three means of syphilis transmission are, the first one is person to person via vaginal, anal or oral sex through direct contact with a syphilis canker. Then second one is person to person during foreplay, even when there is no penetrative sex. It is the less common. It is the not more effective. Then third reason is pregnant mother with syphilis to fetus. Here the three persons are suffered in this disease. The first one is who are participated through vaginal or anal or oral sex. That three persons, that three factors easily affected to this type of bacterium. Then second one is, here though some of the peoples they are like foreplay, this is the one reason to affect the syphilis disease. In third one is the, if a mother is pregnant, if a woman is pregnant, that person inside of the womb fetus is present, that fetus is also affected from the syphilis disease. Okay. Then second one is, here these three are the factors transmitted disease. Then second is syphilis. First of all, how it named as syphilis. Here it is a first it is the named from poem. This poem is published by the Italian physician and poet, that is Girolamo Fracastoro. It is a shepherd from Hispaniola. Here the named, that is syphilis, who angered Apollo and was given the name, given the disease, that is the syphilis. Then next is Treponema palladium. Who discovered the Treponema palladium? First it is described by Jordan and Hoffman in 1905 in cancers. It is in inguinal lymph nodes of the patients. This fellow is a scientist, both the scientists, they are the Jordan and Hoffman. These two scientists are identifying lymph nodes of the patients. Then syphilis introduction. Here it is caused by the Treponema palladium. This Treponema palladium is transmitted through sexual maternal fetal blood transmission and rarely cases both transmitting and getting infected with HIV. So those who are suffered from HIV patient, that persons having the contact with directly, it will be easily affected. Then what is spirochetes? To introduction to spirochetes. Here spirochetes are long, slender, helically coiled, means helically it will be tightly coiled bacteria. It is a gram negative bacteria. Here This syphilis organism means this is Treponema palladium organism. It will be looks like a long and slender. It will be in the slender shape, and also it is the helical shaped. Means here, if a thread to have the turns, this organism, this spirochetes looks like that thread like to turn, and it will be coiled bacteria. It is gram negative bacteria. Here this gram negative and gram positive, these two bacteria are differentiated by done a staining procedure, that is the gram staining procedure. Here we are used four reagents. The first one is the crystal violet, second one is the iodine, and the third one is the alcohol, and the fourth one is the safranin. So first we are taking a sample, then it put on the slide in the middle of the slide, then we are used one loop, that is inoculation loop. Inoculation loop is helpful for the smearing of the sample. Then we are wait for 2 to 3 minutes for hair drying. Then after we will add in the first crystal violet and wait for 2 to 3 minutes. After then it will be washed with under tap water. Then wait 2 to 3 minutes wait. Then it will be added the iodine and it will be wash with tap water. Then wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Then again adding the alkaline, methyl alcohol, and also wash with tap water or distilled water and waiting for 2 to 3 minutes. Then finally we are adding safranin. Here wash with tap water. Finally we are waiting for 2 to 3 minutes for hair dry. Then finally we are means under observation of electron microscopy or compound microscopy. We are using different type of objective lenses. They are 5x, 10x, 15x and 45x, 60x, 100x like that. 100x is nothing but oil immersion. We are used oil. So this is after observation of microscopic examination. We are identifying gram negative and gram positive. How we recognize nothing but those which are the retain the primary stain, nothing but crystal violet, that organisms will be appears as the purple or violet in color. Then those which are the organisms retain the counter stain, nothing but safranin, that organisms will be appears as the pink or red in color. So this is the differentiation between the gram positive and the gram negative. So here Treponema palladium organism is a gram negative organism and it is aerobic and also micro aerophilic or anaerobic. Here it is grown on oxygen, and without oxygen, instead of oxygen it will be taking the carbon dioxide, and it will be has the corkscrew motility. Here it is having the peritrichous flagellum. That's why it is this organism can be moved from one place to another place, and it will be free living or parasitic in nature. And here this which cause disease, especially syphilis, and also it causes another disease, that is the Lyme disease. This is the introduction to the spirochete. Then Treponema palladium. Here Treponema palladium is a spiral spirochete, that is mobile of spirals. It is varies from the 4 to 14 length, 5 to 20 microns, and here very thin in nature, 0.1 to 0.5 microns. Here can be seen fresh primary or secondary lesions by the under observation of dark field microscopy or fluorescent antibody techniques. Here these are two types of techniques will be used. The first one is the microscopy, that is the dark field microscopy, and the second method is the fluorescent antibody technique. Here this Treponema palladium observation of dark field microscopy, here it will be appears as this, like means here looks like a slender and a long shaped and spoiled or coiled or nothing but finally it looks like the thread like thorns and fluid in the canker lesions. It will be appears as it will be in the presence of fluid. This Treponema palladium appears as this like. Then next is the congenital syphilis. Here congenital syphilis is usually occurs following a vertical transmission of Treponema palladium from the infected mother to the fetus in utero. But neonates may also be infected during passage through the infected birth canal at delivery. At the delivery time, here the birth canal will be present. This organism passes through here birth canal. If a pregnant woman is suffered from syphilis disease, these organisms enter the neonates. Finally, the neonates will be suffered from the syphilis disease. That disease is called as the congenital disease. Here, if a neonate means a stillbirth baby body will appear. Some of the lesions will be in the foot and here and face and also hands form like this. Here, some of the lesions will be forming. Then here the morphology. Morphology is nothing but the study of shape and size of the organism. That is called as the morphology. Here it is how axial filaments, the two ends. The Treponema palladium organism, two ends are tapering ends. These tapering ends have the axial filaments which are otherwise similar to the bacterial flagella. The flagella structure is having the three parts. They are the basal part and also hook and filament. Here this spirochete is also looks like that flagellar structure, and filaments enable movement of bacterium by rotating in place. Here it has the corkscrew like structure and also it is a thread thorn like structure. That's why here the filaments enable movement of the bacterium by rotating in a place. Then here the Treponema palladium cytoplasm is surrounded by the trilaminar cytoplasmic membrane. Here the Treponema palladium cytoplasm have three laminar layers. Three laminar cytoplasmic membrane is present. It is surrounded by the Treponema palladium cytoplasm. And then peptidoglycan provides rigidity and shape. Here the peptidoglycan is also present in the cell wall of the bacteria, and it is rigidity in nature, and it has it given the shape, and it has lipid rich membrane layer, and 3 to 4 endoplasmella originate. Here the Treponema palladium organism, here 3 to 4 endoplasmella are present in their body, okay, in their cell wall structure. Actually here the gram negative organisms have the 90% of the LPS is present. Lipopolysaccharides are present. Remaining 10% of the peptidoglycan is present. Here LPS means lipopolysaccharides. Here the lipids and the combination of lipids polysaccharides are present in more content. Then here the peptidoglycan content is very less comparison to LPS. Here it will be used as the special staining methods. They are the Fontana's and also Leveditti's methods. Here in this picture, first see this picture. This is the picture of Fontana's picture. Here Fontana's method, Fontana's staining, the Treponema palladium appears as this structure. And it is Levedetti method, Levedetti staining method. The organism will be appears in the like that. It is a spiral and coiled and a helical structure will be appears in the special staining of Levedetti's method. Then here Treponema cannot be cultivated in culture medium. Here the Treponema palladium organism not cultivated in ordinary medium, not ordinary culture medium. Here it is unable to grow most pathogenic treponemes in vitro. In vitro means in the experiment of lab, in the presence of lab. Here coupled with the transitory nature of the many of the lesions makes diagnosis of treponemal infection impossible by routine bacteriological methods. Here the Treponema palladium, it does not maintain, it does not grow on ordinary culture media. We cannot cultivate it in normal culture media. Okay, then here due to the reason it will be forms many lesions. These lesions it will be makes a diagnosis of treponemal infection. This treponemal infection not possible to the bacteriological methods, under bacteriological method. That's why it is not cultivated in culture media. Then cultivation of here, although the treponemes are distantly related to gram-negative bacteria, they do not stain by Graham's method and modified staining procedures are used. Here it will be not used the ordinary medium, ordinary culture medium. So it is a gram-negative bacteria. That's why they do not stain aniline dyes. They do not stain aniline dyes, but stained by silver impregation method. So here cannot cultivated in laboratory media and maintained by subcultures in susceptible animals. Which are the susceptible animals are maintaining certain temperature, not cultivated. So treponemes cannot be cultivated in laboratory media. It will be maintained by the subcultures. Nothing but here subcultures means it will be agar slant like that. Okay. Then next here resistance. It will be inactivated in 1 hour at 41 to 42 degrees Celsius. It will be inactivated. It contact with oxygen, soap, mercurials, common antiseptic agents. Here these are the inactivation in the nothing but it is resistance by the 41 to 40 degrees Celsius, 42 degrees Celsius. It is resistance to oxygen, soap, distilled water, arsenicals, mercurials like that. So some are the antiseptic agents also. Then mode of transmission. Organisms is very fragile. It will be destroyed rapidly by heat, cold and also drying. Here the organism is, it will be easily destroyed by the heat and also cold and also drying method. Then sexual transmission. Most common sexual transmission is most common occurs when abraded skin or mucous membranes come in contact with open lesion. It will be transmitted to fetus, and rare transmission from needle stick and also blood transmission. Means here the organism is very fragile in nature. It will be destroyed by the heat and cold and also drying. Then here the sexual transmission most common it will be skin and mucous membranes when it is direct contact with directly contact when it is the lesions will be formed. Then here the transmitted to fetus, and also here rate transmission is in rate transmission from needle stick and also blood transfusion. This is the mode of nutrition of syphilis organism. And then pathology. So here pathology means the ability of disease causing, that is pathology. Here it is in the two types reasons. The first one is the penetration, second one is the dissemination. Here the penetration is Treponema palladium enters the body via skin or mucous membranes through abrasions during sexual contact, also transmitted transplacentally. Here the Treponema palladium organism, it easily enter the body through skin and also mucus. Means when we are contact with others, when we are participate intercourse of sex, some are the mucus secretions will be released. These secretions will enter inside the body. It will be mixed with the bloodstream. Then it is surviving some days. After then it will be recreate the disease. Then dissemination means it will be create the infections. Then here dissemination here travels via the lymphatic system to regional lymph nodes, and then throughout the body the blood stream. Invasion of the cerebrospinal fluids can occur during any stage of the syphilis. Means here the first it will be travel the lymphatic tissue, then it will be enter the regional lymph nodes, and then it throughout the body, complete throughout the body via the blood stream it will be transmitted, then it is the causes the disease. Then stages of syphilis here. Stages of syphilis here, 3 stages are present. The first one is the primary stage, secondary stage, and also later stage, means latent stage. Here the latent stage is again divided into 2 types. They are the early latent and late latent. So first we are going to discuss about the late or tertiary. So it is may involve any organ but main parts. So it is affected to main any organ, but these parts are main parts. Here neurosyphilis means it will be causes neurosystem, nerve system, and cardiovascular syphilis means it is affected to heart, and also late benign means it will be formed the gummas, means it is the lesions of gummas. Then here stage and pathogenic changes. The first one is the primary. This primary stage, the syphilis is formed, means cankerous lesions. Then it is enter the secondary stage. Secondary stage is forming the 3 types of symptoms. They are the former rash, and also lymphoadenopathy, and also cadiloma lotum. Here these are the symptoms in the secondary stage. And tertiary stage, here it is causes 3 types. They are the neurosyphilis, and also arteries, and also gummas. In the case of neurosyphilis, it will be again divided into 3 types. They are the meningovesicular, and the tapes dorsalis, and also general paresis. And here it is aneurysms and aortic regurgitation, and hepar-lobatum, and also skin, bone, others. These are all the parts are affected in the stage of third stage, tertiary stage. The first one is the primary syphilis. It is also called as canker, the canker. Here the incubation period is 9 to 90 days. This is the main incubation period of primary stage, and it will be usually it takes 21 days, more than 21 days, and develops at a site of contact or inoculation, means in the primary syphilis is affected from direct contact with a partner, and multiplies at the site of entry. A small painless primary lesion it will be formed, that is called as the canker. So here this organism Treponema palladium when enters the body, then it is searching for one site. Then it is started the multiplication of the organism, then it will be forming a small painless lesions, that is called as the canker. This is the primary syphilis. So canker is nothing but it is appears on external genitalia corona of the penis, labia, vaginal wall. Here this canker symptom will appear on the particular parts. They are the in the male part is penis, and female part is the vaginal wall. Here it will be affected the especially 2 parts, genitalial parts. They are the external genitalial parts. They are the male part is penis, and penis labia, and also female part is the vaginal wall. Then it also occurs in cervix and perineal area, mouth, and anal canal. These are the parts to affect the primary syphilis. That lesion is called as the canker. Here it possesses a hard ridge covered by thick and glary exudate rich in spirochetes, and here it will be done by the serological test. If serological tests are positive in 80% of individual at this stage, remaining 20% of the cases are negative. Means here the canker is the primary stage. It is the primary infection in syphilis disease. Then secondary syphilis, after confirmation of primary syphilis, then we will go for the secondary syphilis. In the secondary syphilis, 2 to 10 weeks after primary lesion will be appears, it will be diffuse some symptoms. They are the fever, headache, and skin pustules in the form of skin. Some of the pustules will be formed external. It will be appears as externally. Sometimes it will be usually disappears even without treatment. Due to the reason, This is a spirochete organism. It takes the incubation period is 2 to 10 weeks. If in this time of the period, the symptoms will be sometimes is appear, sometimes it will be disappearance. Okay, skin rashes and nucleus patches in oropharynx means here the oropharynx is present. In the oropharynx it has some rashes, they are the skin rashes, and also nucleus patches will be appears on the oropharynx, and the multiplication of spirochete and their dissemination through blood. Here headache and anorexia is nothing but hungryless, and also here Malaysia is nothing but the health despoiled, and next weight loss and nausea. It is a feeling of sensation with nothing but it is a feeling of vomitings and vomiting, and also sore throat, and also slight fever. These are the symptoms in the stage of secondary syphilis. And then temporary alopecia may occur. Here alopecia means here complete absence of hair from the areas of the body, and then nails become brittle and also pitted. Here nails brittle is nothing but it is a division which breaks in the in the end or bottom or the end of the nails, and means the nails structure will be destructed, and here the finally it will be enter the latent syphilis. Here after several weeks this latent syphilis will be appears. It takes more time, nothing but it takes several weeks, and the secondary lesions disappear, and also disease becomes latent, means not infectious at this stage except for a transmission from mother to fetus. Congenital syphilis, remaining of the syphilis, primary and secondary syphilis, these are the dangerous to the dangerous comparison to congenital syphilis disease. Here it is a very dangerous, that's why it is called as latent syphilis. Here mother to child transmission. Infection in utero may have serious consequences for the fetus, means it will be rarely syphilis has been acquired by transfusion of infected fresh human blood. Means here the organism, Treponema palladium organism, first enter the body, then it will be transmitted, nothing but it will be mixed with blood stream, then it is enters throughout the body, then it affect the different parts of the body. Then is tertiary syphilis. Here develops after many years in persons with untreated secondary syphilis. Appearance of degenerative lesions, it will be called as gummas in skin and bone and also nervous system. Here skin and bone and nervous system, some of the lesions will be appears, they are the called as gummas. Here reduction in number of spirochetes observed in this tertiary syphilis. It affects 2 by 3 of untreated cases. The first one is the gummata, nothing but it is a rubbery tumors are formed, bone deformities and blindness, loss of coordination, paralysis and also insanity. These are the symptoms of affects 2 by 3 of the peoples, they are suffering from this type of symptoms. Then is the diagnosis of syphilis. Here clinical examination by serological test and dark field microscopy test. Here the special technique used to demonstrate the spirochete are shiny motile and spiral structures with a dark background. Here the illumination will be dark, so that's why the contrast is given the proper information. The specimen includes oozing from the lesion, or sometimes LN aspirate is used. It is usually positive in the primary and secondary stages, and it is most useful in the primary stage when the serological tests are still negative. So we are diagnosed by the syphilis, especially primary and secondary stages of the syphilis. Then a diagnosis of syphilis. Here evaluation based on the 3 factors. The first one is the clinical findings and a demonstration of spirochetes in clinical specimens especially. and the presence of antibodies in blood or cerebrospinal fluid. First, we are evaluating on the three different factors. Then the clinical findings. Here, what is the structure of Treponema palladium, how the structure it will be, how the structure it will build, and what are the symptoms will appears in the primary and secondary tertiary stage of syphilis. These are the clinical findings, and spirochetes structure, shape, morphology. Here, this is a demonstration of clinical specimen, and which are the antibodies are present in the blood and cerebrospinal fluid. These are all the diagnosed by the different evaluating factors. More than one test should be performed. No serological test can be distinguished between other triphonimal infections. Means here we are used one type of serological test. No, not serological test is not given the proper information. No serological test is not given the proper information. And here laboratory testing. So then we will go for another test, that is the laboratory testing. Here direct examination of clinical specimen by dark field microscopy or fluorescent antibody testing of sample. And here non-specific or non-triphonimal serological test to detect region, it is utilized as a screening test only. And also specific triphonimal antibody test are used as the confirmatory test for a positive region test. Here here different types of test under laboratory in vitro conditions. They are using primary, secondary, and also tertiary syphilis test. First we are used microscopic test. Here microscopic test, here congenital syphilis is given the proper information. First we are collected specimens with care as the lesions is highly infectious. These lesions are cleaned and with gauze soaked in warm saline, and also margins gently scraped, superficial epithelial is abraded, and also gently pressure to applied in the base of the lesion, and serum that exclude collected preventing admixture with blood. Finally, the wet films are prepared with extrude and applying thin cover slips are examined under the dark ground microscopy. Finally, we are slender spiral structure and slow movement is detected by the direct fluorescent antibody test, DFA, TP test. It is a better method of microscopic diagnosis. And then here provisional diagnosis of syphilis. Here a presumptive diagnosis is possible with a sequential serological test. Here VDRL, venereal disease research laboratory test, RPR cardiolipin test, and using the same testing method each time confirmatory test should be performed. Then here the direct fluorescent antibody test, Treponema palladium DFAP test. Here it is smears of extracted are fixed with acetone, and a direct fluorescent antibody for a Treponema palladium test performed using fluorescent tagged anti-Treponema palladium anti-serum. Means here the anti-serum is used, it will be given the proper information. Okay, so here the VDRL test, it is a slide agglutination test. We are taking 0.05 ml of inactivated patient serum is taken. A special slide that is called as the VDRL slides, and one drop of freshly prepared antigen is added with a syringe that delivers 60 drops of per ml, and the slide rotated to 180 rpm on a VDRL rotator 4 for minutes, and examined under microscope with low power objective 5x, 10x, 15x. Here the confirm distribution of crystals in the drop, it indicates the serum is non-reactive. If formation of flaccules, it indicates the serum is reactivate. So here with reactive serum, serial dilutions can be tested to obtain reactive titer. If the flaccules appears as uniform distributions of crystals, that is the non-reactive. If flaccules are clumps, it will be formed, that is the reactive test. And then is the serological test of syphilis, depending upon antigen. Here serological test can be two types division, it can be divided into two types. They are the non-triphonimal or standard test and a triphonimal test. Here VDRL, RPR, Wassermann test, these three are the non-treponemal or standard test, and treponemal test is FTA antibodies, fluorescent antibodies test, and TPHA test. Here first he is going to the discuss about the VDRL test. Here VDRL is nothing but each preparation of antigen suspension should first examined by testing with known positive or negative serum controls, and the antigen particles appears as the short rod forms and the magnification about 100x. It will be aggregation these particles into large or small clumps is interrupted as degrees of positivity. It will be reactive on left and non-reactive on right. So this is the reactive is the left side and non-reactive is the right side. Means here each slide is preparation is adding with antigen suspension, and here this in the 100x magnification is used. In this 100x observation magnification, the samples, the means the test is given the proper information. Then is RPR test. Test procedure is first we are collecting serum or plasma. It is added to the circle and cord and sprayed, and 1 drop of antigen from a needle. It will be capable of delivering 60 drops or per ml is added. It will be rotated 100 RPMs for minute 8 minutes. Results for macroscopically means it will be appears as a floccules or clumps. Then daily quality control. Here 20 gauze needle checked for delivery of 60 drop of per ml. Rotator checked for 100 RPMs minute. Room temperature will be maintained 23 to 29 Celsius, and 3 levels of control must be run and give appropriate results. Here RPR appears to be more sensitive than the VDRL. Here the VDR test is given the proper information regarding syphilis comparison to RPR cardiolipin test. RPR cord test. Then Treponema palladium hemagglutination test is it is adapted by the microtechniques, nothing but hemagglutination test. Then it is a tanned sheep RBS red blood cells are coated with Treponema palladium antigen from Nichols strain, and agglutination of the RB red blood cells is the positive. It will be given the positive results. Means here hemoagglutination test is using the Nichols strains. Means here first Treponema palladium maintain anaerobically in a complex medium. So the test serum is incubated anaerobically with a suspension of treponemes and also complement, and here the antibodies are present. The treponemus will be found to immobilized, means it is nothing but non-motile, and examined under dark ground illumination. The considered as reactive, more than 50% of treponemes mobilized, and 50% out of doubtful, 20% of immobilized, and 20% of the less immobilized. Here presence of traces of penicillin can interfere with the test, and the TPI test most specific test for syphilis. It is reactive in other treponemal infections like AS. Here Treponema palladium agglutination test, it is added the Nichols strain inactivated by formalin. Suspension of Nichols strain is inactivated by formalin. When the test serum is antigen is incubated and examined under dark ground examination, treponemes are found agglutinated in the presence of antibodies is not specific. So here this test is we are using red blood cells. If the red blood cells are reactive to Nichols strain, the RBS is give the positive result. Then positive fluorescent direct test for syphilis viewed with fluorescent microscopy. Here the colonies will be, means the organism will be appears like this. Then enzyme immunoassay for HIV antibodies. Here the step 2 is the patient's serum is added, and if the serum contains antibodies, these antibodies against the HIV antigens, they will bind to those antigens, and all other antibodies are then washed from the well. Means antigens are the foreign substances, foreign particles, they are present outside of the body. When it is enters inside of the body, our antibodies will be activate and fight with antigens, and then finally it kill the antigens. Means it will binding means it is killed by the antigens. Then enzyme immunoassay for HIV antibodies. Here enzyme linked antibodies means ELISA test is linked human gamma immunoglobulin is added to the well, and anti immunoglobulin antibody will with any human IgG anti immunoglobulin G antibodies bound to the absorbed HIV antigens, all unbound anti enzyme immuno means anti-human gamma globulin is then washed from the well. So this is the this is the binding of antigens, means it is the antigen anti-HGG. Then finally this is the immunoglobulin G. This means human anti-human gamma globulin and enzyme, these two are binded by this organism. Then prophylaxis and also treatment. Every pregnant woman needs screening. Every pregnant woman compulsory done screening test. This is very important test for pregnant women to avoiding the syphilis disease. Then here prevention. Avoidance of sexual contact with a diseased individual. If a person is suffered from the syphilis, please avoiding sexual intercourse with that person. Use physical barriers and antiseptics, and prompt and advocate treatment of all new cases. Follow up on sources of infection and contact so as to get them cured. Means here prevention is better than cure. So we follow the some hygiene conditions. We know the public health awareness. Means here we maintain some precautions. This syphilis organism is avoided to not affected this type of disease. Next, treatment of syphilis. Here treatment of syphilis. Here the early syphilis we maintain the benzathine penicillin. It is the antibiotic substances. Here benzathine penicillin G 2.4 million units. It will be taken intramuscularly once. Then here procaine penicillin 6 lakhs units intramuscularly early for 10 days. So here it will be maintained the penicillin. Penicillin is a resistant to syphilis disease. If the patient is unable to take penicillin, then give tetracycline or erythromycin. These are also antibiotic substances. And here this is a 500 mg 4 times a day by mouth, or deoxycycline 100 mg or 2 for 15 days. It will be taken penicillin. Instead of penicillin, it will be taken the tetracycline and also erythromycin. And ceftriaxone 2 grams, and also here 10 to 14 doses is new alternative treatment and is effective especially in neurosyphilis. In the case of neurosyphilis, here we are using one type of antibiotic substance, that is the ceftriaxone. Ceftriaxone is 2 grams. It will be taken IM by IV. It will be taken the quantity for 10 to 14 doses. Okay, this is the treatment of syphilis. Here this is syphilis means how we are preventing and control this disease. So it is depends on different factors. There are the health education to public, and prompt and advocate treatment of all new cases, and follow up on sources of infection contact. They can be treated. Safe sexual practices with condoms. This is the reasons for prevention and control of syphilis disease. Okay, so thank you.